Good old Twisted. It's been a hot minute since I've been here, but hopefully with the new month and stuff, I could, well, I've obviously already taken a break of Twisted, but hopefully now that I've taken a break or whatever, now my content can actually do a little bit better, because I stopped enjoying uploading Twisted as much just because I was doing it every day at the end of June, and it got really old really fast, and then those videos weren't even doing that well on the platform. So hopefully this can be my fresh start with Twisted here. And then today we actually have a pretty good risk at 4,500 cape, 7.7 lapse rates. Humidity doesn't really matter that much. The temperature is pretty much 90 degrees, and we pretty much have a dew point of 80, so hopefully something cool could possibly pop up today. Might be wedge, maybe just a couple high wind speed tornadoes, who knows. So there's finally the first storm popping up near Hazleton over here. Now I'm hoping that the storms are going to be moving mainly southbound, because that's going to be quite annoying if it's not, because there's going to be the storm forming and then it's just going to go right off the map. So there's been its first little bit of lightning strikes, and maybe it'll like be apparent which direction it's moving somewhere or another, but as far as I can see, there's just a little bit of lightning. So from what I can tell, it's moving just east. So I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit, because I don't want to go like do something dumb like move up here to try to get in the path of it and then have to go all the way back down to Hazleton again, because often when I try to do stuff, position myself in a good spot, it's usually a horrible spot. So I'm hoping there's like a hail core or something about to pop up that can tell us where the storm is moving. And there is what I believe could be a hook down here over Waukesha. So still have no idea which direction the storm is moving. And every time I try to look at something to see which direction it's moving, it always grows right where I'm looking. So hopefully that stops happening. And yeah, it's definitely moving toward me. So there is rain where I am now, and I think I'm gonna have to move south to get an intercept on this. Now I said that I mainly needed to go south to get in the path of this hook, but I do need to get a little bit east as well, so the tornado doesn't form directly on top of me like it does a lot. There's not much of a mesocyclone anywhere in here yet, but there is a pretty well-defined area of, I guess, unstableness in the storm. That's probably not the right word, but right there is probably a great spot for a mesocyclone to come out. And yeah, exactly where I said it would. A mesocyclone shape that I believe is actually pretty rare came out. And hopefully the rare mesocyclone shape could mean big tornadoes, but I've never actually seen it in-game, only on YouTube videos, so who knows what could happen. So right about where I am currently should be a good enough spot for where I want to intercept it, because if I take this box from the hail core and just move it down here, I should be right in the path of everything. And yeah, I'm in the exact center of the path of the mesocyclone. So now I just need to wait for a funnel and then a touchdown. So it has just now dropped a pretty wide rain wrap, so hopefully that'll mean a wide tornado is going to follow it. And basically from where this is, I'm gonna need to go a little bit more south, since the radar is a little bit inaccurate, but basically as soon as the radar is updated, it is a funnel. So now I need to just wait, I guess. So there's a little bit of a funnel there. I doubt it'll touch down, but well, it might. And oh yeah, it definitely touched down, and is an hourglass. Oh, I thought it was a bulb for a second, but Yeah, it's a little bit of an hourglass there, and the mesocyclone and rain wrap have gotten a lot wider since, for just being the creation of the tornado, that is pretty wide, so I think we should be directly in the path, like right here, so hopefully now that'll just, not shift or do something stupid. So from what I can see here, the tornado is actually pretty slow, and then since I don't see trees getting flung everywhere, pretty weak as well. And actually it is now a yellow TVS, and well, I'm gonna have to adjust my location because it has just shifted further south, making it so I cannot intercept it on the highway anymore. So what I'm probably gonna do is just get off the highway over here, go over to Keystone Route 15, and then head north there. So I'm now here, and seeing all the trees flying around means it's on top of Keystone Route 15, so I guess I'll just stay put for now. Because if it doesn't shift back to the west, then I should be good where I am. And of course, it did shift back to the east. I don't know why I said west. But it has shifted this direction, and it's actually pretty wide as well. I am under the mesocyclone already, so it actually might even cross over on top of this bridge. And it looks like it definitely is a possibility, but I don't want to be on top of the bridge because that's not even smart. And it is now also a red TVS, so once this gets a little bit closer, I am going to lock in my location and deploy. And I'm going to look for left to right motion here. I need to go a little bit back. But, right, like where the start of that bridge is, should be perfect spot. So, like, right here, I'll deploy, and then I think I'm perfectly positioned to get an intercept on this. This is a little bit weird. It's not incredibly powerful because it's not even a pink TBS, but it is such an odd shape for it to be this powerful. Normally, when they are this shape of weird hourglass, they max out at pink or even just, or they max out at orange or even just yellow TVS, so. And there is the tornado. We are inside of the tornado. What I got there was like 140 something, but I assume that once it exits us, then it will be a little bit higher. And yeah, now the wind speeds say 154, so it's definitely a pink TVS now, and yeah, there it is. And there's actually a mesocyclone way on the west border of the map, so that was a kind of cool experience. I've never seen a tornado that shape get so powerful and twisted, but I'd definitely say it's about to shift this direction. So now I want to go at least see what this is, because it's headed right for Hibbing if it stays on its path. And that is extremely wide now. That is one of the wider hourglasses I've seen. I don't see hourglasses that often, but apparently they're common or something. Makes sense that I'm seeing one now that I think about it. So I wouldn't say that's exactly an hourglass wedge, but that is the probably some of the widest an hourglass could possibly get, so I guess it was not the greatest time for me to leave this tornado, because I believe it is about to hit Viroqua, and yeah, there is a giant debris ball over there now, but there's no point in even trying to see what's happening, because all I see is just a cyan blur of hail core, so that is a pretty big debris ball, and I guess I'll have to go inspect the damage of Viroqua later, and determine the damage to see if it was EF3, EF4, or EF5, because if there's a pink debris ball, it's at least an EF3. So, this is a yellow TVS now, so that's guaranteed touch touchdown. Well, actually, no, it's not guaranteed touchdown. I've seen tornadoes with a orange TVS that haven't even touched the ground yet, and then it touched the ground at red TVS, and that obviously wedged out, but yeah, it's not often that you see a tornado not touch down at yellow TVS or even red or orange. So it's difficult to see, but there's definitely a tornado touchdown over there. I see a little funnel right there where my mouse is. But, yeah, it's very difficult to see and not that powerful. It's only an orange TVS, and this one over here definitely went right through Viroqua, and it hit the gas station. So, the gas station is one of the better ways to tell the damage, because if the gas pumps are ripped out, that guarantees EF4 damage, and I believe there is one upper-bound home in this area of Viroqua, so that'll determine the EF5 damage, but it might have missed it, so I don't know. So now that tornado over there is so wide that the rotation is sticking out of the storm. That is a very rare occurrence in Twisted, and of course it started to happen after I left this tornado, so definitely gonna have to see the past tracks, and this one is now a red TVS actually, so I think we'll be able to get into the path of it in time, but I think Hiving is definitely off the list, but Mizpah could possibly get hit by this tornado. Now that I'm thinking a little bit more about it, I'm kind of glad that I didn't go over here to Viroqua to get that, because the road map over there is just absolutely horrible. Like, it's so difficult to navigate through this area because of how it is. There's just like, over here, there's dead ends absolutely everywhere. There's nowhere to get from Viroqua to Sire in a straight line without taking dirt roads. So it's just not the best road map over there. And I think it's safe to say that this one over here is not as strong. It's still a red TVS, and I can tell you right now, definitely won't wedge out. So I'm just gonna deploy here to see if it'll... actually, it is pink now and headed still right for me, so I don't see any green shake or elevated wind speeds. Yeah, they're only at 14 still, so now I just need them to get... Now I just need the tornado to get to me, and, well, it looks like it's a lot closer than it actually is on the map, and it's showing that it's only red again and not pink anymore, so it's a little bit odd how it just goes pink for a split second and then goes back to red again. And now this one over here actually hit Sire too, but only at a red TVS, so that guarantees that over here there will only be like little EF3 damage. So I now have screen shake at this tornado, and I'm not going to be able to intercept it. Well, I might, but it is moving quite quickly, actually. It's definitely faster than some tornadoes that I have seen, but yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to intercept this one, and I don't even know why I'm deployed at this point. I have 70-mile-an-hour wind speeds. I might as well just go try to drive into it. So, of course, as I start talking about how it might not go over 130, it just jumps 2 miles an hour and goes up to 130 to fling me halfway across the map. So that's a bit annoying, but I guess now I'm closer to being out of the storm so I can actually see stuff. So there's another yellow TVS tornado just north of Viroqua, but it's not gonna hit anything unless it shifts south, like right now, to hit Viroqua, but I doubt that'll happen. This one right here is only an orange TVS, so for the most part, I am safe for that. So I'm actually going right up to the tornado, but I'm gonna be safe because there's no way that's reaching over 95 miles an hour anymore. It's probably only a yellow TVS, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. And wow, there's actually pretty big hail up here, so I don't know. I might go try to look at that, and actually now this says it's in Viroqua and an orange TVS, so I guess I'm gonna go try to look at that. Now it seems like this yellow one down here is about to lift, and yeah, it's now just green. So this one over here behind me is also a green TVS, and it's definitely about to lift, so... And not really gonna be able to see that lift, but this is now red TVS, and it definitely went right through Viroqua, so anything that wasn't finished off probably is now, so although it's from 2 tornadoes, there might be EF5 damage in Viroqua. But luckily, Viroqua, I believe, is one of the 3 towns with a safety bunker. And now this one right behind us is lifted, so I can look at the past tornado tracks for that. So this one was very, like, disgustingly wimpy. And it touched down right here and barely made it across 2 main roads. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't stay there any longer than we did. But the first one was actually at its peak when it hit Viroqua, and it actually did a little bit of damage in West Viroqua as well. I do want to measure that because the outer wind field might be a mile wide, and it definitely destroyed the gas station. And yeah, that is a mile wide on the outer wind field. And then this one actually hit Viroqua too, so they crossed paths from north to south somewhere, and of course it happened to be right in the center of Viroqua, so I now need to get over there to actually see the damage. So now this one over here is dying as well. It's only an orange TVS now, and I don't ever think it got to a red or pink TVS, but it definitely might have, so there's always the slight chance that it could have, but again, I don't think it did. So here we are in West Viroqua, and there is the most slight damage I've ever seen. Like, there's, from that massive tornado, there's signs all the way over here, but yeah, the main part of the tornado definitely went to over there, because the most damage I see over here is roof damage, and oh, never mind, this house has definitely seen better days. It's pretty much all of the way destroyed, but as you can see, the tornado literally just went right along here, because this is where all the ground scarring is. I'm pretty sure this right here is the worst of it. It's just like a, like, disgusting yellow color, but again, its maximum potential, this was right before it, its actual maximum potential was in Viroqua. So now we need to head down there. So I'd say overall damage here in West Viroqua is probably just EF1, maybe 2 damage. So yeah, this house over here got lucky. This is barely touched. There's just a little bit of debris over there. So obviously the main part of the damage is in Viroqua because it got hit twice. And I exited the city the wrong direction. So yeah, it looks pretty bad here in Viroqua. There's downed trees everywhere. There's not a single standing tree that I can see. And oh well, there's at least EF4 damage here. So there's a bunch of people that I can't do anything to help them. So well, that sucks. So yeah, obviously the main bit of damage was down here by the gas station. The main part of town just barely escaped everything, but there is a little bit of damage to this store here. This is probably the worst of it. I wouldn't call this EF5 damage, I just call it very strong EF4 damage. But yeah, especially seeing that brick building, I'd definitely just say EF4. So, especially seeing that there's no ground scarring anywhere here. So now I'd want to see if there's, on the other side of this little lake here, there was a farm over here in this Helma area. Not exactly sure why there's even a name here. There's literally 2 buildings, like, really far north of the name, so not even sure why Helma exists. So now really want to see what happened to that farm up there. So from what it looks like, it's only the name that actually got hit. The houses should be, for the main part, fine. There might be a little bit of a loss to roof shingles or something, but in this area, all I really see being in the damage path is maybe that farm over there, and for the rest of it is really just trees. So yeah, these houses are mainly fine. So I guess that's really, like, I don't know. There's not that much damage anywhere except for obviously in Viroqua. I am not sure what the heck my car just did, but that was ridiculous. So something that I'd really like to see in the game is maybe a way to get right here at the bottom of this little loop here to Viroqua, because the only real way is through this dirt road or going over here to the highway and then circling back to Viroqua. So yeah, and there's also no way to get from never mind. There is really a way for being in Viroqua to get up here. It's just pretty long, and well, it helps if I actually look at what I'm doing and go in the dirt and not the grass. So this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to be doing a lot more Twisted content, hopefully, if everything works out okay. My internet's been a little bit iffy lately, but there's not really much I can do about it, especially since there's been a lot more usage of it and not as much as getting to my computer. So this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.